Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a little studio tour. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I just recently rearranged some of my studio equipment so that I could, just have a different feel, maybe get more inspired to play some more videos and record some more videos. As I showed you the Dragon's Heart picks that came in earlier, I'm really inspired to play new things, and really that'll give me kind of like the push that I needed to try out some new ideas that I have for bluegrass licks and different things that I've been kind of letting simmer up here. So without further ado, let's just show you what my arrangement looks like right now, and let's get right on into it. Okay, so first of all, turn this baby around, and I'm still using the Canon Vixia HF R40 camcorder for these recordings here. So that's what we're working with right now. Let's see here. We have, over here's my studio. Now, I don't normally leave that tripod there. That's there because I just got done doing the Dragon's Heart guitar picks unboxing type thing. So I'm just going to scoot this back over here, kind of show you what's going on. My desk, we have the LED lights down here. Pretty cool. I need to do some videos with those in them. Let me turn the light around so you can see a little better. Of course, nothing much has changed. Here's my workflow. I've got what I usually have here is my action day planner. And then I've been doing the Don't Break the Chain recently for writing. So that's what it looks like right now. Make sure you get a good view of that. Been doing pretty good, trying to keep up with this. And if you want one of these, you can do a search for Karen Cavett. She's here on YouTube, and she does a Don't Break the Chain counter. It's almost the end of 2015, so I'm sure she'll be doing one next year, and those are very awesome. So this is my normal working area where I keep my planner so I can keep track of what the day's events are. Here's my Logitech keyboard, which I just realized I've yet to do a review on, and I promised a review on that a while back. I need to go ahead and do that. That's my Logitech keyboard, and it is let's see here. It's either the K400 or something else. I think it's a K400 because of what it shows in the box. There's a black one too, and it's just a K something, maybe just a K100. But if I'm not mistaken, this is the K400, and I'll have to do a review on that pretty soon. Then I've got my Gearhead mouse, which is awesome. I never use this. This is that MacBook Mini remote. But this is just, and some pads under there if I need them for writing. That's just my, working area. This is a mouse pad that's been used, had stained for years where I've used it. It's iMac. Very interesting. Ergo beads. And it has these little beads in there that really feels good on your wrist, as long as provided that you don't use it at a very long length of time. You don't want to do that. So this is my outbox. I've really got to go sort through that. My inbox is on this other end. You've probably heard me talk about David Allen's Getting Things Done, and I still use the inbox method and things like that. So we've got this little spot for jotting down notes, and that's my remote control for my LED lights. We've got a modem that I've got to return for my dad. I've still got to work on that. We've got a little bookshelf of the most common books that I want to have handy at all times. We've got my little station with, here's what I've got in there. I've just got some pens and some, odds and ends stationery. I got all my markers and fancy pens here for coloring on my action day planners and marking these with different color coatings. I got some more stationery here. These are my kind of like small mini USB cords and USB card readers and things like that. And then at the end I've got some rechargeable batteries and just some random knickknacks like some wrist bands and wrist gloves and things like that. These right here are actually for, I haven't done this in a while, I need to, for kind of rolling around on my wrist to try to get me some carpal tunnel exercise going on. And they're also handy for the kitty whenever she needs an activity. Just toss those out there. Like I said, these two are normally right here. Just got my little candy dish here. Got the Bible, some little inspirations for making stories. I've got the Rory Story Cubes, the original set and the action set. And then the Writer's Block, that huge book there that I really love. Got a Slinky here for messing around with when I get bored. And today I'm hardly ever in here now that I got my MacBook Air. I'm usually trying to do some work outside of the office, so I'm not cramped up in this building. I mean, it's not very big. If I go around the whole room, I'm like, let's see. I'm like in the center of the two walls here, so I'll go around the whole room. Got a nice window to look at, a Chuck Norris poster, and then I'm back around to the wall of Guitar Fame. So I mean, there's not much of square footage in this space, so it gets kind of, you know, cramped trying to do all this stuff, trying to get my work done and everything. So I'd like to get out of the house more now that I've got that MacBook Air. Let's see, my drawers in the desk are currently being used for, I've got a little bit of extra money in case something ever happens. This right here right now is my hunting fund, so I can buy materials and supplies for hunting this deer season, which is coming up very soon, and I can't wait for it to get here. I've got an extra journal that I'm waiting to use, trying to get that done. Just some Kleenex and some more notebooks there. And then down there is all my ink cartridges, extra batteries, staplers, hole punchers, the little whiteboard, and where all my CDRs and backup CDs and things like that are. And some of my business cards that I have. And this is where the main thing takes place, and that is all my candy stash. Yep, that's all of it right there. And I got some air fresheners, backup air fresheners, and way in the back, the big black spot back there on the back right, are more CDs and DVDs that I have data backed up on. Currently, this has been what it always has been, just a place to store things. Not really using it for anything right now. I have got, which I need to remember to take this today, my ukulele. I'll go ahead and put that in my outbox to let me know. So this is just where, you know, some immediate guitar stuff is. All the picks that I have, I've done that on a couple other videos. Just some, you know, extra baggies for picks. And some picks that I found just wandering around, cleaning up the area over there. I'll get to that in just a second. And that's what all this is, and that's where I keep my air freshener, a little thermometer there, and my little cleaning rag for wiping down strings. It's basically a Dr. Scholl's sock, footy sock thing for nighttime. And then my Allen wrench for adjusting the Floyd Rose on my Ibanez here. Quick Ibanez shot. Awesome. Good deal. Alright. So that is the work area part. Okay, over here we have my whiteboard calendar, which I try to update every month, and just the different markers, which, by the way, these markers are the bomb. They are so awesome. I get them at Walmart, and they're called Quartet. Very, very Euroglide, and they're very, very smooth writing, very, very easy to erase, and they have a nice rounded point to them. Very nice. You can see the colors just pop, and I really like those. This is just a bookshelf of mainly music stuff, guitar books and different things like that. And I have my Ibanez and my Fender Strat case. One of my old guitars, my Fender guitar, Fender Malibu. I need to get that thing out and play it so that the bridge don't have any bridge problems on it. This, I'm ashamed to say, is our Christmas tree. We have not had a place to put it, so it's been hanging out here in the bedroom all year. And it's almost time to put it up again. So maybe by the time we take it down, we will have a place to put it this time. That's just some stuff that I found, you know, some tripods and things like that in an old notebook while I was trying to clean the guitar area up. And here's a bookshelf. Really needs to be organized. The top is about the most organized thing, and that's where all my CDs are, and the speakers for that little stereo, which I never use. I really need to put that to good use somewhere. Usually I'm listening to stuff on the internet, though, on the computer, so I don't really need those. And then I've got, this is just the random shelf of, you know, little knickknacks. Down here I've got a whole box of all my guitar equipment, you know, things like polish, guitar straps, guitar cords, cables, old capos, all kinds of stuff is in that box. Tuners, extra sponges, you know, all kinds of stuff. The sponges are for the humidifier that I put in my guitar, the homemade humidifier. And then some just random fiction books that I have, a guide to the Vixia, the camera that I'm using right now, which is the HF-R40, this one right here. And then the bottom is just some more CD cases, as well as some other CDs I haven't listened to in years, and just an old, that's not the keyboard that's in there, that's an older keyboard, and a pedal that if we ever sell it, we can use it for that. Some old records, tax books, and this is where I keep all my tax stuff. Here's my music stand with some, my microphone, the ATR 335, I think is what the microphone is. Audio Technica ATR 3350. I always get that thing mixed up. Really good microphone. I do it with a lot of my videos. Tripod. There's the music stand. Now here is where the magic is that I mainly started this video for, and I tried to get to. If you remember, and if you can look at some old studio, if you look on my channel for a studio tour or whatever, you can see what the setup was before. Before, these two amps were sitting against this wall, and recently I had to actually move the PV over where this crate is. The crate was right there, and there's two crates. We have this crate, we have that crate. Okay, this crate was used as a little shelf or an upriser to rise that crate off the ground, and I had like little doodads and trinkets in there, which I've now used this as a little storage bin for those. Little extra music stand, some cords, cables, cable wrap things, and all kinds of stuff. So that was what the function of that was. And I did have both surge protectors, which you see here on the sides, hooked up together to run everything in this little corner. So I decided I'm just going to use this surge protector for now to run the effects, and this surge protector to run the light that's attached to the bottom of my seat, and these two amps. And now I've got both guitar stands. Usually there was one here and one over on this side, but now I've got both guitar stands here, and you can see the Strat, which, by the way, I've got another video going to happen hopefully soon. I'm going to get that neck replaced. I just ordered one off eBay, and I can't wait to get it put on, so that because the truss rod in this one is broke, I do believe, and it really needs a replacement so that all the strings aren't against the fretboard buzzing like crazy and driving me nuts. So that's going to be happening pretty soon, so that's another video to look forward to. So now both guitar stands are here readily available for me to grab and play on the fly, and there's the power supply that I'm using to power these, which is that little one spot looking deal there, and then some extra Velcro straps. These are old. I'm using this as shelving right now, and I have been for a long time. These are old guitar magazines, if I'm not mistaken. I've got two of these boxes, two sets of these boxes. Here's the first one. The second one is As You Come in the Door. I think this one here, though, is old comic books that I have collected and have wanted to be reading for a long time. I need to get them out and read them some more. And this is all old guitar magazines. Guitar One, Guitar World, things back from 2001. I mean, these are old. And I saved them in case I ever do guitar lessons, which the funny thing is, I never teach out of them. So, oh well. And that's just used as a little shelf right now for some batteries and, knickknacks and things like that. So here's the deal with what's happened here. I've still got the same Joyo Ultimate Drive pedal. I've got the Ibanez Tube Screamer, and I've got the Crybaby 535Q wah. Still my favorite wah pedal. Haven't really used these effects pedals in months until the other night when I started rearranging all this stuff. Still liking the Joyo Ultimate Drive pedal. It's really good in combination with the Tube Screamer as a boost. Really has a nice 80s crunch sound. All these cables you're seeing, here's the joy and the beauty of this little system here. I haven't tried it yet, haven't tested it, but in theory it should work. Underneath here, when I sit in my chair, is my Digitech RP355. So what's happening is there is a blue cable there and a red cable. Let me sit down so you can see this a little better. I know the lighting's terrible, but it seems to be picking up pretty good. The blue cable is supposed to be going to the in channel of the pedal. So that would be coming from the guitar into this. The red channel is the out from the pedal to those two amps over there. Okay, that way I can still access the effects on my Digitech pedal and still have them come through the amp if I wanted to make a video using this better video camera instead of having to rely on the Logitech C270 webcam that I've had forever. And it's by today's standards, it's already obsolete. They don't even list it anymore when you look for it on my Amazon. But the blue cable would be coming in from the Joyo pedal. That's why it's sitting there. If I want to go in through the Digitech, I unplug the one that leads directly to the amp. Plug this one in because that's where the guitar ends. The guitar to the effects, out to either the amps or to the Digitech pedal. Okay, the Digitech pedal then goes out through the red cable to the amps, and you can see the little jack laying on the floor. That's to the red cable, and it would go into the amps, whichever one I choose. That way I can still play the effects from the Digitech. Now the other problem is, the only problem I've really run into on that is the fact that I can't control any pedal settings from over here, and the computer's over here. Okay, the only thing I can do is maybe turn this monitor around and boot up the Xedit software that you can actually control the pedal from. Bring my wireless mouse over here and use it that way. But I probably won't fool with all that. That would be a little aggravating. The cool thing also about this setup is now the amps are facing more outward towards where the camera would be sitting. The camera may be sitting here, getting an angle of a close-up angle, and there's the amps right there. So the noise, the sound would be directly coming to more close to the camera itself. And the other thing is this, at least as far as I know, both of these, we have a speaker and a headphones out. And this one has a headphones and record out. And this is my PB Viper 15 watt. I haven't done a review on this, and I've had this thing for 3 or 4 years. And I really need to do a review on that. It's an awesome amplifier. Man, there's so many things I could do videos of, but I just never have time, or I get so burnt out trying to do a bunch of them at once, and I just really need to take some time to get some of this stuff done. So what I was trying to say is you got a headphones out or record out, same thing here. That can go directly to the back of the Mac Mini and put a headphones out there, and then I can be over here playing, watching the camera, which would be, right in here, and I could be playing guitar while recording it, and it would look more like a professional video instead of having to be stuck next to my workstation all the time, where you got these arms that aren't very good on the chair for, the guitar body always kind of gets messed up there. Trying to work around these arms. Any of you guitarists know what I'm talking about. And having to worry about banging on the sides of the desk and all this, and not having a very good picture. Whereas over here, I can be sitting in front of the camera, and everything, if I wanted to record like a professional track or whatever, I can hook it straight up to this, have it recording, and just sit down and start playing and having a little bit of fun. So I wanted to make it more streamlined, easier kind of to work with, a little bit less clutter. Due to the lack of cords that I had to use like a big 20-foot cord for 5 foot of space here, but that's just how it had to work out. So anyway, I may actually switch a couple of these around. I don't know, there's one cord that's kind of going bad on me, so I have to do some, maybe get some more cords for that. But that's just what I wanted to show you. This is now my new station, what it's going to look like. And it would be actually pretty cool to actually get these amps in the shot every now and then. Even if it goes past the, the sheet here, that wouldn't be a big deal, I don't guess. If I had to, I could move them in to where they're still in the background of the sheet. May even do that, I don't know. It just depends on how it looks. I mean, that looks pretty cool, actually, the little guitar poster there. But then you got the printer in the way and the big bunch of wires and all that. But I got my fan facing outwards. It's usually over here in this little hole there. That little spot. It's facing outward because I was working on this and I was burning up. It gets hot in this little room. I'm going to try to get another vent cover for this so it'll actually push some of this air out. But anyway, I'll leave you guys with a nice shot of the outside world today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I know it's been a 20-minute video, but this has been an entire studio tour, so it kind of understandable about that. In case you guys were wondering, the closet over here is just used for old clothes, and on the top shelf we have a bunch of electronic stuff, things that deal with our MacBooks and our Macs, and USB cables and high definition cables, things like that. That's what that was for. I didn't mention that. But this was pressed up against that whole wall there, and we had to move it every time we needed to get to it. So hopefully that can be out of the way next year. But anyway, leave you guys with a nice shot. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next video, whatever that may be. And hopefully, before long, I can get some of these ideas that I have created on these videos and make some videos out of those, like the PV amp review and the keyboard review and all that. I can get that done pretty soon, hopefully. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you guys next time. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. And keep watching the bluegrass videos, and hope you enjoy it. Talk to you guys later. God bless.